Bailey Baker from the live show A Little Bit of Light. I'm here with Ms. Cornman, who's a principal at our school, and Ms. Gribbis, who's a science teacher. And today, first, I want to thank you for coming on the show. And so today, we're going to be talking about just like dealing with stress and being overwhelmed from like all the assignments and homework, and just like school in general. I feel like it's especially hard because it's online. And like we're doing the hybrid and there's just like complete changes. And I know for me it's a bit overwhelming. So if you guys don't mind, I have a couple questions that I want to ask you. Okay. So first, do you think that like mental health and like being mentally okay should come before an assignment or like a test?
I'll take this question. I feel like mental health is more, school is important, but I feel like mental health definitely comes first, because if you're not okay mentally and your stress is too overwhelming, then you're not going to be successful in school and on your assignments that you do. So yes, I definitely agree that your mental health comes before your assignments, and just taking your time with your assignments and not feeling like, okay, I have 10 assignments to make up, I'm going to do all of them, but just being cognizant of where you are mentally and saying, okay, how much can I really handle? I can handle 2. Okay, great. I'm going to do 2 things, because doing a little bit is better than doing nothing. But you definitely want to take your mental health into consideration and see where you are. And we're all different. Some students are doing, exceptionally well. They like being at home online. The majority of students do not like being at home online. So it's been different for all of our kids, all of our students, for sure.
All right. Thank you so much. I feel like I agree with you. And I think that like being mentally good is better. It's like worth being mentally okay than getting all your assignments done on time, because at the end of the day, most teachers will be cool if you email them and be like, I need like a 1-day extension, and they'll give it to you. But yeah. Okay. And then the next.
Can I add on something? And I think it's
Yes,
really
please.
important that we as adults recognize that you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, and it's a lot to take in. And you're going to handle stress differently than myself or Miss Corman or Miss McLean does. We're adults. And I think we just need to recognize that sometimes you just get overwhelmed and you shut down, and your mental health, we need you to be happy and healthy so that you can come to school and be successful. And so please, just always reach out to your teachers. That's the main thing. Just let us know that you're okay. Because at the end of the day, you matter.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. Like, it's like most, like, I agree, and I know a lot of kids agree, but like, especially coming from like a parent's point of view, they will sometimes think that, oh, like, no, you need to get all your stuff done. You need to be going to class. You need to like, and it's just like so overwhelming. So like, I really appreciate that you guys understand it. It just makes it like really like a lot easier.
I just want to add a little tidbit on that note. Just from we've had a lot of students who say, and I know it's been crazy with grades. Some are in Canvas, some are in Infinite Campus. That's been drives us a little crazy because we don't know where to look, and the students usually know where to look because you're communicating with your teachers, but the parents don't always know. So then, yes, I completely understand what you said, where the parents are on their students a lot because they're looking at their grades in one spot, but then the students know they're in a different spot. So, and then that adds to your mental stress and your mental health. And coming to school just these last couple days, I think has made a lot of difference. Just getting the kids out of the house, and like I said, some kids are happy, and very successful working at home, and that's great. But for some students coming to school and just getting that little break from being at home in those same 4 walls has been very beneficial for them and helpful and easier to communicate with their teachers, and then building those relationships back up with their families so they have different communication with them.
I mean, seeing a face is amazing, even if it's behind a mask. But looking out in my classroom and seeing kids, I just wanted to cry the first day. And so I'm not excited as a teacher. As a student, it's just healthy. We need people. People need people.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Okay, so then if there's nothing else you guys want to add, we can move on to the next question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, perfect. So what is something that like you recommend a student could do to like not let all the stress from the school like overwhelm you and like completely take over their life? Like what's something you think would be beneficial to do or just like remember?
I'll take the first part of this. I think the most important thing too, you have to look at everything in perspective. I mean, you can't swallow the whole elephant, is what I tell my own children. Like Miss Cornman and I are both parents and we're teachers and we're counselors, so we see things from two views. Just you have to take one little step at a time. You have to reach out for help when you need help, and you have to have realistic expectations. I mean, if like Miss Corman said, if you have 10 assignments, but you know you can only get 5 done, then do the 5 you know you can do. Miss Corman?
And then I was just going to say, take breaks throughout your work. So if you have all these assignments to do and work to do, don't sit down for 5 hours and say, okay, I'm going to get all my work done right now. Take breaks. If you have a few minutes and you said, okay, I'm going to get on a meeting with my friend. Like I talked to a student today, they got on a Google meeting with their friends. That's their socialization. They need that to help them get through the next part of the day. That's great. If you want to go for a run or a walk, you'd like to exercise, you just want to break to play on your phone for a little bit, whatever it is that you like to do, listen to music, do that. Don't feel like school is it and you need to do academics all day and all night. Your teachers don't want that. We don't want that. You need to take that time for yourself. It's really important. And just doing things you like and communicating with your teachers. Like Riley, you said it as well, and Ms. Kirpus, just being honest and open with your teachers. Most of your teachers are parents as well. And we came into this field because we love working with you guys. We love working with your kids. So we're very understanding. And I know advocating for yourselves for a lot of students is very difficult, but just reaching out that first time and being open with your teachers is huge. And it's going to make a really big difference for you and lighten your stress load for sure.
But and I agree with Miss Corman, you just have to take a break. I mean, I go for a walk every afternoon with my dogs, and it gives me a break from my family, from my job. I mean, that's my time. You have to take me time.
100%. That's like relieving to hear, because like I know that you guys understand, but like hearing it, it's just like, okay, like they get it, like like one missing assignment's not the end of the world. Like, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back and then ask one more question and then wrap things up after. So yeah.
Okay.
All righty.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Riley, and then we have Ms. Cornman and Ms. Purpose on with us. And so right now we're going to talk about ways like what we can do if we're feeling stressed. For example, like I would take mental health day, and like during my mental health day, I'd probably just obviously I wouldn't go to school. I'd probably like go for a walk. I don't know. That just like really like de-stresses me. Maybe just like catch up with a couple friends. I don't even know. Just like do something to just like relax and just remember like it's gonna be okay, like need a break, and then I can go back whenever I'm feeling better. So yeah, what would you guys like? What's your guys' ideal mental health day, and like what do you guys recommend that would help? Like what helps you?
You want to take it, Miss Purpose?
For me personally, I would drop my own children off at school first, and then I would go have a cup of coffee with my best friend, and we would go to one of our houses and we would watch a movie and just hang out. I mean, that to me, just being with my friend that I can talk to and she understands. If we have kids the same age, we have husbands, and so we can just talk about our lives. And she's not going to judge me for anything I say, and I'm not going to judge her. But can I just kind of add, just from a parent's perspective, if you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed and you just need a break, tell your mom, tell your dad. I know it's kind of hard to talk to your parents because I know you think they're weird and old, but your parents love you fiercely more than anything, and they would do anything for you. So if you just are at that point, always just tell your mom, I just need a hug. Moms give amazing hugs.
Yes,
Yes,
they
we
do.
do. And from the parent standpoint, I know it's hard for us to hear our kids, when we're looking at grades and maybe they're not so hot, and then all of a sudden your student says, I don't want to go to school today, I need a mental health day. In our brain, we're like, no, you need to finish your work. So we're kind of freaking out inside and going crazy, and that's normal. Sometimes we just need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and say, okay, that's their grade. We can fix it tomorrow, because if we don't help today, we might not get to tomorrow. So sometimes, even when I'm stressed with my kids or I want to, get upset, I have to just say, okay, I got to keep my mouth shut. I got to take a deep breath, take a step back, and save the conversation for later. But we all need that time, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour or a day, to just decompress, just go for a walk, hang out with our friends, vent. I tell students all the time, if you just need to vent, if you need to yell or scream in your pillow, or whatever you need to do, we all get stressed. And even though we're, as adults, we've lived through more things than our children have and our students have, obviously, of course, but they have so much they can handle, and sometimes they reach their limit. And to us, we might say, well, why can't you handle that? You can do more. But to them, it's enough. And sometimes as parents, we want to just say, okay, let's take a break, let's talk, let's watch a movie, let's do something. Lately I've been watching Marvel movies with my son, and it's not all the time your son says, hey mom, let's hang out. So here we are. So it's been great. But we just need that downtime to not talk about school, not talk about homework all the time, and just to have brainless activity, like nothing to think about, nothing too intense, just to have fun and enjoy each other. And Riley, I know you said you like hanging out with your friends, and that's great and that's important. And I'm glad you get to do that. What kind of other things do you like to do for fun, Riley? What helps you
Um,
decompress?
so when I'm like really stressed, like I'm like blessed enough that my parents they get it. Like they're like mental health to them is important, almost as pretty much as much as it is to me. So they know that like they can kind of tell when I'm getting like I'm just like over it. I need a break. So they're really understanding of that. And what I do is I just like I'll call like my best friend and we'll just vent to each other if we can't go see each other. Like yesterday, we were both like just like, oh my God, we need a break. So we went to the park and we just like worked out for a little bit. Like that was just like decompressing, and like we're good, and now I'm back on track. It's just like the little things.
Yeah, that's good. And it just helps you do better in the future. You're ready to go. You're repped up. That's awesome.
And if you can't see your friend like in person, FaceTime with them. Like see a face, not just a text message, because I think that's so important that we see their reactions. We see our, like when I'm having a Miss Cornman and I get along so well. And before the pandemic on my prep, I'd always walk to her office and we'd sit and talk for a few minutes every day. And just having that connection and laughing with somebody is amazing. And crying with somebody sometimes, that helps too. It's okay. So I love it that you have a best friend, Riley. I think we all have a best friend.
Yeah, I think that's like, because I feel like most people, not most people, but some people just push everything away, push everyone away, and then just like isolate themselves. And that's probably the worst thing that you can do. Like from like personal experience, like I get it and I know why it's hard, but like it's once you do it once, it just gets like so much easier. So for everyone watching, you're not alone. You're never gonna be alone. Like there's always gonna be someone's gonna care, even if it doesn't feel like it. Like reach out to our counselors, our amazing counselors, our teachers. Like, even if you don't want to, like it will help you.
Thank you, Riley. You're amazing. We have amazing students, and you do have amazing teachers, and they're awesome, and they're here for you anytime.
And if you guys don't feel like comfortable, like if you want to be honest, we do have a form. We have a Google form, and you can ask questions, and you can honestly, if you wanted to vent, go for it. Like you just like ask like what can I do? Like how do I get better? And we would love to answer them on these shows with our guests, our professionals who can help and give you like a professional like outlook of it.
And just remember, we all stress. Kids, adults, your parents, your friends, we all have stress. And I wish I could promise you that you won't be stressed when you're an adult, but unfortunately I can't say that. But just learning how we deal with it and what helps us feel better, that makes all the difference. So yes, we're all here, and we could have private conversations, confidential conversations, we could have venting conversations. If you want to send Riley or me questions, and they can answer them on here. That way it's very generic, and they're for the good of the group. They're good for everybody. And everybody needs to hear this because like she said, we are definitely not alone. We all need to hear these things we're talking about. And the more ideas we have of how you deal with stress helps us too. We learn from you guys. We learn from our students every day. So if you have ideas, we'll try them. We like it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Riley, for having us here today with you.
Thank you guys so much. You guys really helped and like reassured me, and hopefully people who are watching this, that like stress is normal and taking a break is completely fine. It's not something, it's not a bad thing to do. It's actually, to me, it shows that you're like strong and you're willing to be vulnerable and you're willing to know when enough is enough. So yeah, make sure you guys, if you do have questions, fill out the form. It's completely anonymous. And then also subscribe to our Twitch. This is where we'll be going live and you guys can watch them here. And thank you guys again so much for coming on here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Of course.
Everybody.
Bye. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye, guys.